it do, babies? I greet you in the name of sex. Anyway, first things first, I'd like to thank everybody who has already subscribed to the channel. That does tell me that you've got faith in the channel and you've got faith in me, and that means so very much to me. I really do appreciate you. Also, a huge shout out to everybody who's been wishing me well and congratulations and all of those fuzzy little cute things, you know. Thank you. And yeah, to those of you who are joining us for the first time, I say welcome to you. I say thank you for having joined me and us today. I hope that you will find this channel to be informative, entertaining, or whenever it is that it will be entertaining. I doubt that this video will be one of them, but welcome. Please be sure to like and to subscribe so we can rock and stay rocking. Alright guys, so today's topic is no one's favorite. Okay, it's really not sexy in any way, shape or form, but it definitely does determine how it is that you will experience each sexual encounter, you know. So given the nature of this channel, it is only appropriate that we discuss this as the very first official informative video. Let's rock! Okay, so today's topic is on consent. Consent, incredibly important, guys. So consent, simply put, means being given the permission to do something or coming to an agreement of doing something together. This is one of the very few oh, excuse me. This is one of the very few definitions, but yeah, like I said, simply put. So yes, like I mentioned, it is very important in determining how it is that you experience that particular sexual encounter and the consecutive ones that are to follow, right? So if you do remember, or if you did see my previous video, I did mention that different people experience different things differently, right? And with that being said, consent has a bit of a gray area, okay? I'm bringing this up because it is unfortunate how some people tend to experience consent or the lack of it, and I feel like it's rather important that we do actually discuss it, right? So there is a bit of a gray area when it comes to consent, but that is why it needs to be spoken about. We need to communicate. Anyway, so the desire to have sex with someone, right? Especially with someone that you have been getting to know, that you get along very well with, that you feel some sort of chemistry with, you are more inclined to consider that person wanting to have sex with you as well, right? So let me explain it like this, right? Neurologically, how your mood, rather, yeah, how it is that you feel inside is determines for the most part what it is, or rather how it is that you're going to perceive things on the outside, right? People rather on the outside. So if you're in a bad mood, or if you're just not feeling too great on the inside, you're more likely to perceive people in a more negative light, as opposed to if you're in a good mood, you're more likely to perceive people and their intentions in a positive light, in a more positive light. This actually gives merit to the, there's this quote, I must just find it. There's this quote that says something about don't make decisions or don't make promises when you're happy, and don't cut people off when you're unhappy, or something like that, yeah, it gives merit to that sort of thing. So I'm just gonna give you the scenario. So there's Brian and there's Nthabiseng, right? Brian and Nthabiseng decide they'd like to get to know one another and become closer to one another and just build a young romantic something. So having gone on a few dates, there is a certain date that they come back from, right? When they come back from this date, they go back to their student accommodation where they stay together, but they're both rather intoxicated. Nthabiseng maybe just a little bit more, Brian decides, I had so much fun, there's so much chemistry, it's happening, let's make it rock today. He believes things are going incredibly well. He believes that because he has the sexual desire for her, considering how things have unfolded between the both of them, she probably feels the same. So with that being said, they go to one of their rooms. Intercourse takes place. The following morning, Nthabiseng wakes up and she's like, what happened here? Her underwear is over there. It looks down and she's like, wait, why am I butt naked? When she thinks about it over the course of a week, she's like, you know what, I actually have flashbacks of this nigga being on top of me, but like, I don't remember being within them. Brian is like, yo, that is a great, and sorry, disclaimer, I don't mean that this only happens via guys. There are very many women that also I don't want to use take advantage, especially in this scenario, but like that, I'm just going to say that for now. So Nthabiseng eventually is like to Brian, wait, what happened? He's like, we had sex. It was good, And she's like, no, I was drunk. We didn't have sex. You raped me. He's now like, obviously now he's on some, that's not true. You were even active within there, we had good time. Hey, to conclude that, you cannot receive consent from someone who is not in their right mental state. That's anybody that's high, that's anybody that's drunk, that's anybody that has some sort of mental illness, psychological illness, and obviously anybody that's beneath the correct age, depending on where you are in the world. So now Nthabiseng is traumatized, and she's just like, things are not happening in her head as enjoyable anymore with regards to sex. Now she has post-traumatic stress disorder, she has chronic panic attacks, she has heart palpitations, she suffers from anxiety, and she's just in a very bad place, depression, suicidal thoughts. She's just in a very, very bad place because of that. And to add on to it, because Brian is denying the fact that they had, or rather, he's denying the fact that he raped her, So, different people experience different things differently, right? So, Ryan perceived things the way he perceived them, and he believed that they had sex. They were getting along all along, and there was chemistry, and even during the whole ordeal, for the lack of a better word, she was responding. She was also somewhat active, and she's on some. I don't remember any of that. Yes, we were getting along all along, but like when it came to the ordeal, I was not involved in it. I don't know anything. You took advantage of the fact that I was not sober. So it is the truth that both of them perceived it how it is that they perceived it. We can give merit to both sides, but that is where the problem comes in, or rather the gray area. And that is why you need to talk. You need to communicate, okay? You need to talk to one another. You need to come to an agreement. You need to say, look, they'll be saying, let's have sex, and you can't ask Ntabi saying when she's intoxicated. You can't. You can't. Okay, that's not consent. Come to an agreement. Avoid all the hurt and the pain and all the psychological issues that Ntabi Singh is now going through because of the ordeal, and on top of the fact that you do not see it how she sees it. And yes, when you receive consent from someone, this is where things get fun. Okay, so with receiving consent or granting consent, it really just means that you respect the individual. You respect that this individual has agency over their own body, and it's gonna show. Now, speaking from a lady's point of view, I know that if I am given the agency over my body, listen, let us rock. Yes. I want to show you. I want to be like, experience this. I need you to know. Let's have fun. Beyond that, beyond just having a great experience, it also gives you the ability to talk. Obviously you're communicating. You're letting your sexual partner know what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like. On top of that, you're building trust between the both of you. That means that you're even able to build on what it is that you guys already have. If, for instance, you'd like to try something new, it's going to be a thing of, baby, I think I want to try this. I think I want to try that, I think it's also imperative that we put it out there that just because I said I consented to something now, I can still take it back. I can still be like, I'm not about that anymore. I don't want it. I don't feel comfortable anymore. I don't want it anymore. And you need to be okay with it. Okay? You need to be fine with it. Just keep it moving. Try again another time, maybe. Sakwata. Don't get mad. I don't know how many niggas have gotten mad at me because of that. But whatever. It's better that way. And so yeah, also just because I've consented to one thing, it doesn't necessarily give you full range of what it is that you can do. So for instance, just because I've given you consent to kiss me, then it doesn't necessarily mean I'm giving you consent to sex with me. Excuse me, sorry. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm giving you consent to have sex with me. It is also unfortunate that sometimes we are more about a body language than we are about actual talking and communicating, like verbal communication. So it's easy to kiss someone and then someone just that is a cue of, yeah, I'm not consenting to you kissing me. But yeah, in the same breath, once it gets to a more very isolated situation where you guys are just together and stuff like that, it does get a little bit more scary. It does get a little bit more scary, and then you're more likely to give into something that you don't want to. Yeah, but yeah, you know, that sex, man, that consensual sex, man, leaves you daydreaming, man. Stay there thinking, that time when he put my leg in my hair, or when he did this to me, or when and you just daydream, okay? That is talk, guys. You know, please remember that no means no, and just respect that. It's really just about respecting the next person. It really is. Respect, communicate. Honestly, there's nothing more to sex than communicating, or rather good sex than communicating. Yes, this was not necessarily about rape per se, because we'll touch on that on its own in another video. I have such ugly hands, but they're mine and they work. Sorry. Anyway, so yes, guys, please remember that no means no, and respect the next person. Just to end it off, I would like to ask you guys a question. Okay, so I'm going to introduce a bit of controversy into this conversation, and this is where the conversation comes in. So, keeping in mind what it is that I have already mentioned, né? I'd like for you guys to just tell me, drop it down below in the comment section, what it is that you think this is. So, Brian and I go and have sexy time, right? Ooh. Brian is a failure. Huh? But anyway, Brian and I have sexy time tonight. Tomorrow morning, I wake up and I decide I want to give him a sloppy one, you know. I want to gobble it up, just give him that morning glory. Does it count as morning glory? Is it a thing of, because he hasn't consented, I mean, he's asleep, I'm gonna wake him up, but he hasn't blatantly said, let's rock, you know? So, does that count? I know it's within the same 24 hours, but like, what if he didn't enjoy me, you know? What if he didn't enjoy me the night before and he's just like, well, thanks, but no thanks, you know? Is it still consensual then? Please be sure to let me know what it is that you think. Drop it down in the comment section below. And this is what brings us to the conclusion of this video. I hope you guys did find it very informative. I hope you guys do think about what it is that I've mentioned, and how it can affect different people differently, and just communicate, guys. Nothing makes sex better than communication, you know.